Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Sal Post. How you all doing? And today I have a very special guest on Chatterbox. It's Omar Momani, cartoonist, animator. How you doing, bro? How's everything going?
Hi, Sal. How are you doing? I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for interviewing me here, and you know, this is very kind of you, and thank you so much.
No, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming on. I mean, I've seen some of your work. Some of your work is, your work is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Your style, the football animations. The one I enjoy the most is Bruno Fernandes, of course. It's fantastic. It's a perfect illustration of him. So, what were your inspirations growing up as a child? When was the first time you realized you had a talent for drawing and you wanted to pursue that as a career?
Well, my parents used to bring me comic books, and I learned to, put a paper above the comic book and start to trace the drawings. So by then, I started to draw it by myself instead of tracing. And I have learned also how to draw, the cartoon characters like Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, and Popeye. And do you know the mascot of the '86 World Cup? PK. It's called PK.
Oh yes, yes, the Mexico '86 World Cup.
Yeah, I used to like to draw this mascot. It has a very big mustache, and he used to wear the sombrero. Yeah. So I also, by myself, I learned to draw Rod Gullet.
And with the dreadlocks and stuff. Yeah.
I used to like his look, and Rod Gullet, and also Carlos Valderrama.
Yeah, they're very unique looking players, of course, and their features are such that you can exaggerate their features as well, which is it's a good choice to have between them two, because they were very unique footballers and different. They looked different to everyone else, and I guess that's why
look very different.
Exactly. Who's your favorite footballer to animate?
Recently, it's between
throughout your whole career, the one you just love to animate. I know you at the moment it's Messi, Ronaldo, and Bruno Fernandes, etc. at Man United. Throughout your career, who was the top of the animations you choose?
I think maybe Klopp, Jurgen Klopp. I like to draw him. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And now I'm enjoying to draw Haaland.
Messi's yes, the Dortmund player.
Yeah, Messi is cool. Yeah, I don't like to draw Ronaldo very much. He doesn't have very distinctive features except his neck. It's very long.
He has a long. He has a long neck, doesn't he? Yeah. But it's just that because it's Cristiano Ronaldo, isn't it? And he's developed over his career. He's got different looks as well. It's only recently he started to get a bit built. When he was at Man United, he was quite lightweight, quite skinny. He looks completely different now, in my opinion. He
even fixed his teeth.
Ronaldo's. His teeth changed as well, didn't they? When he was at Man United, he used to have these braces in and stuff. He used to look different. His hair was different, everything. But I guess that's growing up. But he's changed significantly, I feel, like a lot over his career. Obviously developed more, of course. But Haaland is a new one. Haaland obviously is a new school player. In regards to anyone who would like to get into cartoons, who has aspirations to be an animator like yourself, what advice would you give them going forward?
Well, first of all, you have to practice every day. You have to draw every day, even if you are in a holiday. So, second of all, you have to watch or read comics or animation. So you have, to make animation and cartoon your life. Follow other cartoonists or other artists and try to, to learn from them. Try to draw like them. So, but my first advice is, of course, as I said, to practice daily. Never sleep.
Never sleep. It's just like anything in life. If you keep practicing, it's important just to improve your craft, etc. You have your own style, of course. How important is cartoons in regards to originality, having your own style? Of course, Disney had their own style. He had his own style. Marvel, they have their own style, don't they? So how important and how hard was it to develop your own style, to create your own identity, so to speak?
Well, first of all, my inspiration was were many artists, but mainly the Hanna-Barbera cartoons and the French comics like Asterix. I like Albert Uderzo, and I like Morris, who used to draw Lucky Luke. So I tried to mix between the French comics and the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. And by time of practicing, you become, you came with your own style. And as I told you, you have to read or you have to watch a lot of cartoons and comics. So you try to take from there and here. So, and the style will come with you eventually. But it will not, you can't start with a style. You start, by imitating other cartoonists, and by the end you will find your style.
Do you think it's like a natural gift though, when you were born? I mean, I used to draw cartoons, in my spare times, and I always used to be able to draw. Do you think it's a gift as well? Sometimes you have this gift and you just have to improve the craft really, and try and improve, try and practice your craft because you have a gift, So I always felt like the first person I ever draw, the first character was Roger Rabbit. And I used to draw Roger Rabbit a lot. Then it went on to the Turtles and things like that. Do you feel like it's a gift when you were brought up, like you were born with this gift? Because some people obviously can't draw, even no matter how much they try. Do you think it's just a given talent, God-given talent, so to speak?
Well, I think it's more like you have to love the craft. And if you don't like it, you will never draw. And of course, you keep on drawing it day by day. I love drawing since I was, very young, and I kept on drawing day by day. But some people, they might not find the good tutor, or they don't, they don't have the chance to find someone who could teach them how to draw. So maybe that was, one of the things that why not everyone can draw. In my case, many of my relatives, they draw. My father used to draw also. So I was watching them, how they are doing it, and day by day I learned the techniques. But yes, you have to love the craft, and also you have to practice it day by day.
Of course. Of course, you're a huge football fan. With obviously your drawing suggests, you love drawing footballers. Who's your favourite team going forward, and why do you support that team, and what inspired you to support that team?
Well, my favourite team is AC Milan. I support them since the early 90s. When I was very young, everyone was talking about Diego Maradona. He was the biggest thing in football. And I used to see, products about Maradona, T-shirts, cracks, everything. So in the World Cup 1990, it was the first thing. It was the first tournament that I watched, and I was shocked to see Maradona losing the final. And afterwards, I noticed something called, there was a program called, it's about Serie A. I don't remember its name. It was in English. And I discovered that Maradona played with Napoli. So I supported Napoli. But there was a game against Milan, and I saw that Milan is, superior, and they are winning everything. So as a child, I like to support, the best. So I chose Milan. And someone told me you have to stay supporting your club forever and never change it. So from then I'm supporting them. Yes.
Yeah, you're stuck. That's it. You're spun in a web, as they say. It's like me with Man United. I chose Man United, and I'm stuck with that now for forever. Especially when you get through a few years, you cannot go back. You have to support your club through thick and thin. I mean, obviously, Man United and AC Milan, they're very similar at the moment as clubs. Great clubs, but kind of been falling behind recently through the last few years. Do you see them coming back in the future, like as powerhouses like they used to be? In particular, AC Milan, how many European titles they have? 7 European titles. They're probably the second biggest club in Europe in regards to titles. Do you see them coming back anytime soon? What do you feel is the problem with those two clubs, in particular, Man United and AC Milan at the moment?
Well, for me, I think football depends on money. If you have money, you can do everything.
Yeah.
And I think both teams they have money and they can spend. The problem is when they can be back. I think for Manchester United, after the retirement of the Sir Alex Ferguson, they tried a lot of different schools with managers like Van Gaal, Mourinho, Moyes, and it was it's hard to to move from the school of Sir Alex Ferguson to a different school, and there was maybe no trust between the supporters and the management. But I think Ole Solskjaer, he's doing a good job. He's now second on the league, and they have beaten Manchester City, and this could give trust to Ole Solskjaer. As for Milan, they were owned by Berlusconi.
For many years, yeah, they were owned by Berlusconi, yeah.
And after in his recent years, Berlusconi had very big financial problems. He couldn't, buy good players or sign them. So after selling the team to the Chinese, they were not, well organized. And now after they went to the Elliott Bank, I think somehow the team is returning to, to win some matches. They are number 2 right now, exactly like Manchester United. So I think it's a matter of time, and we will see them, on the top of the leagues. As I said before, football is all about money. You see that Manchester City, they are the top because they are spending a lot. Paris Saint-Germain also, and Real Madrid. You spend, you win. So they have the money.
It's exactly the same with Manchester City. Manchester City, I mean, it's a shame that so much money has come into the game. I mean, it's good in one way, but when you give a team like Manchester City endless amounts of cash, they can spend 500 million euros or pounds on the defenders. It takes away the fun away from the game, because back in the 90s, players were built. Players were discovered. They were built. They're integrated into the team. Whereas now it's too much about money, and I feel like with Manchester City, it's not like destroying the game, because the more money you come into the game, the better. I mean, obviously, it took them time to get where they are with Aguero. Obviously, I've seen your Aguero animation. We've seen that video about 1,000 times in England. So, yeah, it is definitely, hindering the game in the future. Obviously, there's talk of a Super League as well. What are your thoughts on that, actually? A Super League that will include the biggest clubs in the world. Do you think it's a good idea?
No, because I feel have some sympathy with the smaller clubs. I would love to see, for example, remember in the early 2000s and in the 90s, we saw Sampdoria reaching the finals of the Champions League. We saw Ajax winning it. We saw Leeds also. They were in the semifinals. Even Porto, they won it in 2004 or 5. So I would love to see these names. Repetition is boring. We see it in Germany and in Italy and in France. We always see Juventus is winning, or Bayern Munich, or Paris Saint-Germain. So no, I prefer to stay with the Champions League or these leagues, because also they have the name and history. So you're removing all of this just because of another new competition.
Yeah, I agree, 100%, because teams are built through years and years and years of effort and, accumulating money through success. Of course, Liverpool, Man United, AC Milan, Ajax, the school of football. I mean, we don't want to destroy that. I mean, it's taken away, money is taken away the soul of football, where football comes from. Of course, we want to see teams do better. We want to see more teams challenging. But in England, we used to have different teams. We used to have Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, Villa, Aston Villa, winning the Champions League. And this wouldn't happen these days. Sampdoria, Barcelona, 92 in the final of the Champions League. You said, you wouldn't have it these days. I mean, you've got the typical Bayern Munich. I mean, you get the odd team that get through, but it's going to be it's a bit sad in a way that, you're going to see the PSGs coming through now, and obviously Manchester City with Bayern Munich challenging. I mean, it sort of gives the smaller sides less chance, which is the problem. And that's where football was made, in my opinion. That's the core root of football, is the smaller teams, the lower league teams. They make football, in my opinion. That absolutely 100% agree. Bring it back to your animation and your cartoons. Have you ever felt like venturing out in regards to film, in regards to music videos, for example? Would you ever venture out into anything such as that?
Rather than football?
Rather than football, yeah. Like, would you ever
Well, I'm currently working with in the education system. I do animations for education. I worked a lot with NGOs, with the UN, with the UNICEF. I did a lot of things, different from football. Before 2010, I used to work in cartoon series. I worked on a lot of cartoon series in the Middle East. But because working with Goal or the Bundesliga, they made my name is very familiar in the football media. So people are knowing me just because of football, and I am focusing on my social media to promote my work in football more than promoting the other stuff. But I would not say no for if there's an interesting project, that it's not about football.
What's it like working with a worldwide company such as Goal? What are your experiences with them? Obviously, they're one of the biggest football institutions in the world. Companies in the world. How have they? How has it been received? You working with them? Do you enjoy working with them?
Well, yes, it's my 10th year with them, so definitely enjoying it. Yes, it's before 2010, my work was was specific just for the Middle East, and I always thought about doing stuff for the region, but didn't thought about to spread my cartoons for the international medium. So Goal was the golden chance for me to do that. And for me, it's exciting and interesting because I'm meeting people from all around the world. I have friends from everywhere. For example, you are interviewing me, and you are from England, I'm from Jordan, so this is a great chance for me to meet people from all around the world. Everywhere I travel, I meet people that we know each other, and this thing, just because of my cartoons with gold. So I'm grateful and feeling very happy working with them.
Yes, an amazing company, Go. Fantastic platform as well for people such as yourself. Bring it back to football. Who is a controversial question here? Who is your best player of all time? Who do you think is the greatest player of all time?
Okay. First of all, I want to say how to choose the best player. Then I will tell you my opinion, who is the best player in the world. For me, if you want to choose who's the best player in the world, bring any bad team. Let's say a team called X, and all the players, are below average, and they can't do anything. So if you want to bring just one player to emphasize the team and to make them, to lead them to glory, who would be that player? And this player should be, have the skill, and he can score, he can give assists and pass very good. So for me, this person would be Zinedine Zidane.
All right.
Yeah, because he is a good leader. He can score, he can assist. You can depend on him, and he was a fantastic player. He won everything. So for me, yes, Zidane is the best.
100%. That's a good shout, because people, when you talk about the best player in the world, they think of Pele, they think of Maradona, they think of Ronaldo, Messi. I mean, people forget about Zidane, the impact he had for France. Single-handedly, in my opinion, winning them the World Cup. The impact he's had for Real Madrid. Unbelievable player. Yeah, I would say him. He's definitely up there as the top two, in my opinion, as well. Juve was incredible. I was privileged to see him play at Old Trafford. It was effortless. It was like, the ball was attracted to him. It would just be like, when he was taking a free kick, it would just be like no effort at all, just clipped in the top corner. It was just unbelievable player. I thought you would have said Maradona. Obviously, some of your animations, a lot of your cartoons are around Diego Maradona, of course.
For me, football is Maradona. Maradona is football, and football is Maradona. He is the symbol of the game, but you can depend on him. He's moody, and he made a lot of troubles and problems. So in the matter of skills, maybe he is the best with Ronaldinho, but I think you can depend on him. So that's why I go with Zinedine Zidane, because Zidane, he was fantastic in that thing. He was a great leader also.
How about Ronaldo and Messi? The old argument. If you could choose between the two players, I mean, obviously I'm going to say Ronaldo, because he was Man United. He carried us to Champions League glory. He was a fantastic player. Seeing him live, he just led the team from the front. Fantastic player. Who would you choose in the modern game between Messi and Ronaldo? Unfortunately, they're coming to the end of their careers now. But if you could choose one of the two, who would you pick to put in your team?
Well, I enjoy seeing Messi more, but I think Ronaldo can. He is more a leader than Messi. Is not a leader. He just do his job. But we have seen Cristiano Ronaldo in the Euro final when he was injured and went out. He became the manager. He became the boss. From the sideline, he led the team, and he was screaming and so on. So I think Ronaldo is a leader, Messi is not. But in case I want to enjoy watching game, I would prefer to watch Messi.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would say that in regards to Messi, because obviously he's carried that Barcelona team, to be honest, for many, many years. I mean, I would argue that he had obviously great players like Xavi, Iniesta around him as well at the time. Whereas Ronaldo has played with some average players at Man United. There was a few average players there that he used to play with. You know, Ronaldo, obviously he's improved over the years. I think Messi was good from the start. He just, you know, straight away when he started, that was it. But Ronaldo, he developed over the years. He improved over the years. I remember him playing for Man United. We wanted to sell him. You know, they called him a one-trick pony. Just the one skill and that's it. 2 goals a season. They wanted to sell him to Tottenham. But it goes to show you, you know, just a bit of persistence and trust, and he became the best player in the world. You know, how are Man United received in Jordan now? Obviously, you're raised in Jordan. Man United as a club, obviously a massive worldwide club. What are the feelings in the Middle East in regards to Man United now?
Well, in the Middle East, they usually support either Barcelona or Real Madrid. But then the Premier League comes second, and they come in second. You know, I think Liverpool currently is the most favorite team in the Middle East because Mo Salah is playing there. Mo Salah is playing there. Yeah, that's a very, you know, good reason for people to support it. But Manchester United is a very big team, and there are a lot of fans in the Middle East. I've met a lot of people who love to see Manchester United, who go to England to see Manchester United. So yes, very big team in the Middle East. We can't deny that.
Yeah, it's just that recently, obviously the current team, like it's not as great as it used to be. Obviously Liverpool winning the Champions League, Salah coming onto the scene, being Egyptian of course as well. Obviously he's going to be very popular in regards, and fair play to him. He's a fantastic player. In regards to your animation and your cartoons, being raised in the Middle East, I mean, was it something that you was forced to, like went against like the wishes of people in Jordan? Because when I was raised with a Pakistani father, and I always used to draw, and he used to tell me, oh, you're just going to be selling paintings on Leicester Square in London and blah blah blah. Is it something that you had as a side thing, or is it something that you wanted from the beginning completely 100%?
Well, I was, used to read, Mad Magazine. It's very popular magazine in the United States. It wrote a lot of satires, especially about movies and so on. So I thought, why not to have something like Mad Magazine, but about football? And I said to myself, there's nothing like that, or I never heard about something like that. So I thought if I started to draw about football, it could be like mad. It's 100% it will win. So I was very let's say sure about the success of this thing, and maybe that's why Gold, they have hired me to start drawing with them and become to share these cartoons internationally, and to being followed with people from all around the world.
Well, Omar, thank you for joining me today. You're a great inspiration to all of us.
My pleasure.
Those who could draw, and people who have the talent, and you inspire people to proceed and follow their dreams in regards to articulate dreams, because articulate dreams are not very easy, these days. It's something that you have to believe in and keep going. And what your work is obviously very inspirational. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a great interview, and I hope to speak to you soon on the channel. And I wish you all the best in the future, and all the best, brother. Take care.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks, brother. Thanks.